You know, when you're doing the same thing over and over and over, you can't sit around and wait for a spark. But you got to find things that are going to make you constantly inspired and have that passion. You also got to be responsible for your own creative vision, and you have to create that spark yourself. It's such a fun challenge to try to get that vision, what's in your head, onto the final projects. My name is Lee Christianson, Blue Horse Studios. I'm a custom graphics shop here in Vancouver, Washington. Been working with the PC industry and gaming industry for the past 15 years. Excited to be a part of everything that happens within the industry. I got started in PC modding about 15 years ago. I was looking to upgrade my own personal PC because I needed something powerful enough to run like Photoshop and some of my graphics programs. At the time, I didn't really know anything about PCs, how they were built, and I didn't really know anything about what I was doing. And I think I fried my first PC while I was building it. So it kind of forced me to go out and learn. A little spark went off. I'm like, well, I can customize this PC. I can actually paint this. So we're gonna start working on these little inlays, but we wanna really give this a really cool metallic finish. So we're gonna use a little bit of this graphite powder here. And what that's gonna do is kind of give us like a metal surface look. And then once we're done with that, we're gonna take a little bit of gold paint and kind of just go over the top of that, just to give that embossed kind of relief look. So we got about 40 of these that we need to make, and once we're done, it's gonna look exactly like this one. Being a painter and sculptor, I was looking for another way to express myself. I just got tired of working on a 2D surface and incorporating the love for PCs and now artwork and kind of putting those two together. I thought would be like a really cool idea and a fun venture for me to express myself. And then I'm like, what if I document this and just put it like on YouTube? Show all my mistakes and all my successes and just capture everything. And I started my first PC mod, which was a scratch build. And then slowly I started to get sponsorships. The first was MMBC Tech, and then Thermaltake and Cooler Master, and then NVIDIA and Intel, of course. All right, here at the shop, we do work on a lot of projects that are on strict NDA, and we can't really reveal the full build to you guys until those NDAs are released. But I got a couple projects behind me that I've completed, and they're still in our shop that I'd love to share with you guys. First is our Alien build, all Aliens theme. I'm a huge Aliens fan, and if you guys don't know, this was on CPU Magazine cover, I believe, in 2016. And then the other one behind me here is the Half-Life Black Mesa. This one I won my first mod contest on at PDX LAN. All this sculpture and stuff is all handcrafted. These are two of my first builds that are still in the shop and that I'll probably never part with. When I started my first project, I never thought it would come all the way around to where it is now. And it's been such an exciting journey. So these files here, we just 3D printed them on our SLA printer. We got several of them here that we need to get painted up. Great thing about SLA printers is that they do print quite a bit quicker than the FDM printers, and the detail is a lot better as well. You don't really get those layer lines. All right, we're gonna start working on a little bit more on the base here. I got a lot of rocks and kind of cobblestone that I still need to create on this base. But I really like styrofoam because it has all this great little detail, and you just roll it right on top of the clay. And it gives you all those porous kind of indents that stone naturally has. And voila, we got a little stone path going. I love working with studios that allow you the creative freedom and trust you to just do what you do. They're hiring you for a reason and trust that your creative process. I love to be able to have that creative freedom. The Intel projects that we've been doing on a regular basis, the Fall Guys was a really fun project for Intel. And we teamed up with Tristan Eaton to create these awesome Marvel projects and a couple other ones that are going to be coming up as well. Like those relationships for me in projects like that is definitely why we do it. This is my wife Debbie. She helps me a lot here at the studio. She's my Pepper Potts. So anything that I need that's on a tight deadline, like a mock-up created, she helps me with. She does all the heavy lifting for the shop.
We met in Computex at Taipei, actually. I'm there for work, and he did an airbrush demo.
Yep.
And got picked up from the audience to try to do some airbrush. We switched contacts and start talking.
Traveled back and forth to Indonesia to see her for 4 years, and finally realized this is the one for me, and proposed to her in Thailand and got married in Indonesia.
And then now I'm here.
Yeah, 6 years later.
Just right before COVID.
Things that my wife and I love to do is just to get to the outdoors, take the dog to the park, and take it on a hiking trail. You're working in a busy schedule. It's really important to keep a healthy frame of mind, and my wife and I both love to travel. We love, exploring the world and seeing things. And as being an artist, one of my great inspirations that I get is from being in nature and traveling and experiencing different cultures and different ways of how people live and trying new foods and experiences, constantly getting inspiration and passion from other things. These last 2 years with the restrictions of COVID, it's been really hard to actually travel or really do anything. So we haven't been able to go to any shows because the shows have been pretty much all canceled. But now that they're starting to come back, really getting excited to be able to take projects back to shows. The best part about the PC mods is not the projects themselves, it's the actual community. Working with the other guys and girls in the community, working with the vendors, hearing like their creative ideas for projects that they're thinking about. When I'm working with other creative people like that, just really get my juices going. And to be able to take those projects that you've worked on for a few months or a few weeks or whatever, and sharing them with the community or sharing them at an event, when you don't have those connections, or that's half the fun of doing these projects. We put our heart and soul into the builds. There's no words to describe that feeling when you see somebody so happy about something that you created for them. I don't know, I get a little teary right now thinking about it, because that's why we do this. That's why I do it, is because I just love to see the happiness and joy in the people's eyes that we create these projects for. I'm just really, truly honored to be part of this whole process.